down 3. All right, welcome to a special edition on the Freshman Podcast. It's your boy Josh, also known as Jay Fresh. Up top, we got Ye, also known as Yeski. And today we're going to talk about the play-in games. We're going to start off with the East. They were the first 2 games to take place to see who essentially makes the playoffs. So first game we had the Hornets and the Pacers. Actually, before we get there, let's start with our overall predictions. So let's start with the East. So we had the Hornets and the Pacers. Who did you pick?
The Hornets.
Okay, I picked the Pacers. And then we had the Wizards versus the Celtics. And who did you pick?
Wizards.
Yeah, I picked the Wizards as well. So let's see how our predictions turned out. So first game on the slate, we had the Hornets versus the Pacers. This game was a beatdown from the start. The Pacers had a 40-point first quarter. Not 40-point first half, 40-point first quarter. The charge was led by Doug McDermott. Yes, Doug McDermott, not Domantas Sabonis. Doug came out 4 for 4 from the 3-point line. I think he had 16 points in the first quarter. Yeah, it was looking ugly for the Hornets from the start. Nobody could buy a bucket. 3-pointers weren't falling. It was ugly. Terry Rozier actually went 0 for 9 from the game from the 3-point line. And he's usually good for 2, maybe 3 threes a game. 0 for 9. So, yeah, what did you think?
8 people on the Pacers scored 14 or more. 8 people scored 14 or more. They had 144 points. I assumed, the Hornets was just this young, energetic team. Of course, I didn't think they was going to go nowhere, but I haven't really watched the Pacers this year. I know they had a bunch of up and downs. I knew Sabonis was going to be Sabonis, but I just thought the Hornets were just one of them young teams that was just free and was like, you know what, we just going to go out there, we're going to hoop. And it turned into a slaughter really, really quick. I think their highest scorer was LaMelo. I think he had I'm sorry, Miles Bridges. He had like 23, and LaMelo had 14.
Yeah.
Nobody did anything for them any way, shape, or form. Like, you have 8 people who score over 14 points on somebody's team. That's a whole rotation right there. Literally a whole rotation, an 8-man rotation, and scored over 14. So, Indiana just came to play. You only need one game to get in. So,
I think it was kind of like it's almost in a sense like the roles were reversed for like the teams. The supporting cast for Indiana highly stepped up when their star player didn't show up, versus when the star player for the Hornets really didn't show up that much. The supporting cast didn't show up either. So it was just like, wow. But yeah, Sabonis, even though he didn't have like a really high scoring night, he did his thing with the rebounds. 21 rebounds. He did have 14 points, and he almost had a triple double. 1 assist shy of 10. So a quiet scoring night for him, but he still had an impact on the game.
I mean, when you got that many people scoring on your team, you don't need to do nothing, really.
Yeah, grab the rebounds, hey, set somebody else up. So essentially, the winner of that game would go on to play the loser of the Celtics Wizards game. The winner of the Celtics Wizards game will essentially become the 7th seed, will lock down 7th seed for the Eastern Conference, and then the loser will have to play the winner of the Hornets Pacers game. So therefore, that leads us to the next game we had. We had the Wizards versus the Celtics. We both picked the Wizards, and we were both mistaken. This game was essentially a game of 2 halves. The first half was pretty tight. It was pretty close, back and forth. The Wizards actually went into halftime with a 2-point lead, and third quarter they just got the doors blown off. 38-26. So from there, the Celtics didn't look back, and that was pretty much the night for the Wizards. The final score wound up being 118-100, and a hell of a night for Jason Tatum. Hats off to him, 50 points, 17 for 17 from the free throw line. Man, that's like James Harden. Like, but let's be honest, the Wizards really don't have any type of wing defenders. You know what I mean? Like at all, zero.
Yeah,
I
no.
can't.
I was gonna say I can't think of none. All they got is
So it was
Bill.
definitely, yeah, it was definitely open season for them. So
I didn't see this game going that way. Um, the Wizards had been on a roll, making it into the playoffs. You know, beating out the Bulls. Actually, I thought the Bulls was gonna get in over them, but that took a turn
yeah,
for the worse. And the Wizards was just hot. I mean, you got Westbrook. Like I said, you only need one game. So if Bill get hot, Westbrook get hot, then you just in for a tough night. But the Celtics just seem like they just don't care. Like this year at all. Like just seeing them play, like I seen a couple times, like they just gave up. So I didn't really think that they was gonna want to come out and even play the Wizards playing them. But I mean, they came out and did their thing. But I still don't see that. I still would have rather seen the Wizards win. I feel like they would have tried to put up. I feel like in the long run they try to put up more of a fight than the Celtics. I just don't see it. But I mean, Jason Tatum did his thing. What can I say? Can't do
yeah,
nothing.
and
About
yeah. And surprisingly, Kemba Walker, which I highly underestimated, he chipped in 29 points. He had a field day just as much as Jason Tatum did. On the Wizards side, it was a rough shooting night for both Russ and Bill. Russ was 6 for 18 from the field. Um, Bill had 22, I think, on 10 for 25 shooting. So they both were well under 45% for from the field. But gotta salute Ish Smith. The man has been on almost every NBA team you could think of, and he had a pretty good night. He either had 17 or 18 points, but he shot 6 for 8 from the field. So shout out to him, and he hit a three, and he's not really much of an outside scorer. So gotta
Man,
salute him for that. He was definitely the spark plug for them for most of the game. Um, but yeah, so essentially that sets up the Celtics locking in the seventh seed, and they'll match up with the Brooklyn Nets in the first round. And now the Wizards basically have I guess, a best of two or one, however you want to do it, versus the Pacers. If they win the first game, the 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 series is over. But if they lose the first game and they win the second game, then they win it. So basically, the Pacers have to win two games, and the Wizards only have to win one game. So if you want to call it best of two, best of one, whatever you want to call it, but that's essentially how it's going to play out on the
you mean
East
the
now.
Hornets?
And the hmm?
You mean the Hornets? Oh,
no,
they're doing.
no,
Oh,
no, no.
right. That's the little
Yeah,
form.
yeah. The Hornets, they're on vacation now, respectfully. Um, but the winner of that whole between the Wizards and the Pacers, they get to wind up playing the number one seed, the Philadelphia 76ers. So it's like, man, you kind of play this hard to get in and play the number one
Just
seed.
the number one seed.
Yeah, it's kind of ironic, but you know, anything can happen, man. It's the playoffs. Guys get hurt. Who knows? So yeah, we have two more games tomorrow. For the Western Conference, we have the Golden State Warriors versus the LA Lakers, and we have the San Antonio Spurs versus the Memphis Grizzlies. Now, we're not going to get too deep into it. We're just going to give our predictions, and hopefully, after the games, we'll give you guys another reaction video, and we'll go a little bit more deeper. But just to give our two picks, I'll start it off. I took the Golden State Warriors, and I took the Memphis Grizzlies.
I got Memphis and the Lakers.
And I just want to let you know, by the way, I'm up. I'm up I'm up by 1 right now because we both took the Wizards, but I took the Pacers.
You was up 1 because I took them. Yeah, I got
So
the Lakers.
we'll see. We'll see how it turns out tomorrow. I think it'll be another uh, interesting slate of games. Hopefully, those games are a little bit more closer, not just like a
Blowout.
blowout, like Indiana Hornets game. It wasn't even entertaining. Yeah. So thank you guys for tuning in. Like I said, hopefully we should have another video uploaded for the Western Conference reaction game for the Western Conference playing games. And make sure you guys like, subscribe, comment. Thank you for tuning in.
And